identifying what you have is always critical towards what management practices you will want to employ down the road. And being able to differentiate. Sometimes we generalize. It's an aphid, it's a scale insect, and we move on. And you know, as we go on with experience, we'll realize, yes, there are certain scale insects that general, whoosh, whoosh, some oil and something, and it's gone. And then there are some, Ms. Goldsmith will tell you, it might be difficult. Those you might call the armored scales. They have extra protection. So then either you try to hit them harder, or you'd use a different technique sometimes, you know, whether it's biological or something to disrupt them. So these are important things that we need to now start to differentiate and refine and self-learn. So these workshops, yes, are good to help us point us in certain direction, but at the end of the day, a lot of self-learning also needs to take place.
This mission is our third mission, entitled Integrated Detection and Laboratory Diagnosis for Soursop Pests and Diseases, and will last for 3 days. Today we will be focusing on pest recognition, which include detection and identification of plant pests. Because as you know, accurate identification is crucial for effective pest diagnosis and management. Our second day, we will be looking at pest sample handling and lab practices, including good laboratory practices and insect identification. Our third day, we will have a field simulation exercise where we will be engaged with field diagnosis, lab identification, and reporting. I conclude with a big thank you, and I look forward to an effective and productive workshop.
The focus really is not on having you become diagnosticians or taxonomists, or be able to identify organisms to species level. What we're trying to get, at least at this stage, is to have you be able to recognize damage symptoms, to be able to walk into a field and see something and be able to tell the difference between whether this is something I should be concerned about or not, to determine whether this is caused by a pest or something else. Is it sun scorch? Is it that somebody trampled the plant? It is just simply recognizing pest damage. And it's not as easy as we make it sound. It might seem that, okay, fine, you can tell definitely that you see a caterpillar. But sometimes what we see is curling, we see bronzing, we see something looking yellow, we see something, leaves torn apart, we see a plant dying. And being able to tell exactly what it is not always an easy thing. So, which is where we're starting. We want to be able to recognize symptoms. And I'm using pest in the IPPC sense, in that when we're talking about plant pests, it includes the gamut. Insects, arthropods, pathogens, weeds, vertebrae, whatever it is that affect your plant. Because you will recognize, I know we see a lot of time pests and diseases, but in plant protection, pests cover everything that can adversely affect the plant. And that's the context in which we are going to be using it today. As Yolanda says, accurate diagnosis is important. It is critical. We have done our surveillance training, but surveillance is absolutely useless unless we're able to identify what it is that we're collecting, what it is that we're seeing. And a single misidentification can mean serious consequences for trade. It can mean that trade is banned. It could mean that trade is suspended. A misidentification could mean, conversely, that you allow something into your country that is going to cause devastation to your agricultural sector. So while surveillance is good, while surveillance is awesome, and we should all do it, being able to identify the organisms that we collect during our surveillance program is critical.